Fear the Wild with Matt Becker, John Norris, and Greg Shaley.
Hello?
Hello.
Becker.
Yes.
Greg.
Yes.
Hey, I'm on my phone right now. I'm just outside my house. I'll be back on in like 1 minute.
All right, just dial in.
Okay.
Can you say 20 minutes?
Yeah, one minute to 20 minutes in between there.
Okay.
All right.
I understand. He's got a big entry. Is he gone now?
I think he's gone.
I gotta go turn sessions off.
Yeah. Boring.
Yeah, I know. Oh my God, yeah. I've been listening to that thinking it might be entertaining. What's wrong with me? I'm going back to The Bachelor in Paradise.
Yeah, I don't follow that show at all, so I don't. It's not on
Which
the
one?
radar for me. The Bachelor thing, where they
I
had
tell you my sessions.
oh,
Okay. Yeah, the Bachelor thing. You see what happened? They shut down production because it got a little rapey.
that was like that one. What was the one with the house with the MTV? Not Road
Yeah.
Rules. With that one season, the one comic wanted to. I mean, kind of like stand up, open mic guy. Yeah, he was in the house and he got a little too handsy on someone, and I guess he got kicked out. It was one of the first seasons.
They were going to charge him too.
Yeah, and it was really weird because we saw him perform at the Comedy Store before all that came out.
Let me guess, physical act?
Yeah, he not that funny in real life either.
Yeah, a lot of times. Yeah, here, I've come up with this. Just because you have a monocle doesn't mean you're Mr. Peanut. That's my new thing with comics. I'm a comic. I go, oh, really? Okay.
He already knew what had happened because he'd already been kicked off the show, and then they'd already wrapped production. So now what was the fucking show called? I can't remember it. It's the one in the house.
Yeah.
Where people stop being polite and start being real. What is it? They had them everywhere. What the fuck?
Yeah, that was before we realized there's rules.
Yeah.
House rules, yeah.
What was it called? Where they sit in the house.
What?
On MTV, where they sat in the house and they all tried to live together, and they all had weird jobs, and Puck was one of them, and that one guy.
Yeah, he got thrown off too. Remember?
Yeah. I think it might have been one of the same seasons. I'm trying not to go to Google. I'm trying to exercise the big brain in my head.
Yeah,
It's not working.
It's in there.
It's called God damn it,
The Real World.
The Real World. Thank you.
Yeah, that I knew because it was.
Not real.
Yeah, I mean it was kind of Real World. It was equivalent to the Brady Bunch.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Anyway, that guy got kicked off. That was a big deal, and then after that, it became. People started to get the idea. Like, if I'm irreverent, if I'm outlandish, then I'll be able to. I'll make a name for myself. And that Johnny Fairplay, he's one that rose to the top of being a douchebag. I think he at one point took a shit on a pillow, which funny. That poop's funny. Poop's funny. But I think that was one of the first times I remember seeing a producer enter the scene and like physically get involved into what was happening. Without, a crocodile snapping on someone or, a snake loose. I mean, this was a duty on a pillow.
Or David Blaine catches a bullet.
Well, I wonder if he's okay.
I hope he's okay. He's got 3 shows tonight. Oh, somebody, we got to ask John Norris. I think he's the one with the story on David Blaine.
All right, I'll write that down.
I'll make sure we ask him about the Blaine story.
David Blaine story. I'm not going to say anything other than I think John has a couple of stories for us today.
Yes, I think he does.
We might not even have to go to the reserved Howard the Duck conversation from last week.
Right. Well, that might be again in the ready reserve.
Yeah, it's ready. It's one in the chamber. What have you been doing? Did you have a garage sale last weekend?
No, we're just throwing stuff away now. It's fucking great.
Yeah, purging.
It's like a garage sale where you don't have to dicker.
Don't get rid of the cobweb gun.
No, cobweb gum.
Yeah.
It's in the mandatory. What else? There's a handful of things that are mandatories.
I did.
My XFL Demons helmet. Becky's like, do you need? I go, they don't even make those. They didn't make those when they made those.
They already
Doug
knew.
got me the Demons, and he had the other team. So I said, no, we're keeping that.
They only made 7 helmets, and everybody on the team had to share them.
Yeah, I know. That was it. They were like, yeah, okay, switch helmets with that guy.
Second string wore like really thick beanies, Watchman caps.
The Hasidic League.
Yeah. So, John, you're back.
I'm back. Hello.
Hello.
Am I an hour late?
You're an hour early for next week.
Nice.
Hey, Mr. Matt Becker says you might have a David Blaine story.
A David Blaine story.
Uh-oh.
About doing the trick with the phone.
What are you talking about?
Was it not you? Somebody. Oh no, it's Dennis Knievel. I'm sorry.
Oh. Is he on your other? Is he on your other podcast?
Yeah, the other one, the IBW one.
Okay.
No, his niece, who we're friends with, they own or whatever. Anyway, she works for the Corporation in Vegas, and she went to a David Blaine show, and he did this trick with her phone. He came in the restaurant and was like, "Oh, I'll do a trick with your phone," and he got her number and he started texting her.
Oh yeah.
To go out. And she's like, not interested. And she, for like 2.5 days, he fucking mad dogged her.
You thought
Hey,
that was
I'm over at Rio if you're interested in stopping by for a cocktail.
Was that the trick?
You thought
David Blaine. I would expect that out of Chris Angel.
David Blaine dated Madonna, so that's a compliment, I guess.
I think he dated like Fiona Apple for a while too. That was a rather tumultuous relationship.
Did he date Madonna, or did he just spend like 28 days in a box?
Or just texted her for 2 days? Well,
We're dating.
What was the trick on the phone? Do you recall? Or was
it
that
was
not
just some trick where he used her phone, and then some like whatever, something was sent to her phone somehow. He did whatever.
Yeah.
But he actually got her number out of it, and then he proceeded to get a hold of her. I mean, it's a first-hand version of the story, so I don't say it if it's a rumor.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's really nice. But she was like, "I'm not interested," but he just wouldn't let up. Finally, he let up.
Not only did he get her number, he also somehow put pictures of his dick in the phone. So pretty
allegedly someone's dick. It's someone's.
That's my magic wand. Yeah.
So it seems that David, not to beat a dead horse here, a lot of what he does just seem like parlor tricks. Like
they are, and he does
conversation
them well.
starters. Yeah, sure. He's in control of the camera angles.
That last special he did was the most amazing, just pile of shit I've ever seen in my life. Did you see there was like almost 5 minutes of like sports figures reacting to him showing them the card? And they're like, "Oh my god! God! Oh my god!" I never once saw the trick. I was like, "What is the trick?" And then he finally does a half-ass version of it at the end. And I go, "You filled 5 minutes of just people reacting to something which was a setup anyway."
Well, NFL players have never seen magic. That's kind of, I don't know why.
Oh, they still believe in it, John.
I think it's because they get hit in the head too much, so they forget magic isn't real, and so they're blown away every time.
I think he opens with how to hide marijuana when a cop walks up to the car.
That's something you can use.
We love you, man. You're my new lawyer. But yeah, I just thought it was weird, and it was the first-hand version. So I was like, "Oh, but you went to Chris Angel in Las Vegas."
Yeah, we went to a Chris Angel show. David Blaine is not trying to date me.
No.
Oh, Chris Angel lets you leave without somehow getting your phone number or your deets?
Yeah, I mean, I did. I threw my room key onto the stage.
They don't have the number on the key anymore. It's just a plastic card, so it's very confusing. You got to keep going floor to floor checking the doors.
He's Chris Angel, man. He should be able to figure it out. It's late. Have you guys talked about the Whole Foods? Did you guys read about that?
No, you're not late.
Yeah, you hear Whole Foods is coming to Anchorage, Jared.
Yeah.
So somebody put up a sign downtown down by the homeless shelter that just it's a Whole Foods logo. It says new store coming soon. And they spelled coming with 2 M's, so that's the first time. And I guess
they weren't paying for the lettering.
No. I mean, Whole Foods has a lot of money. They could put extra letters on that sign.
Sure.
They don't care.
That's how extravagant they are.
But ADN did some reporting, and apparently false. Whole Foods said, we are definitely not planning a store for Anchorage. They were kind of like very emphatic about it, like definitely not.
Yeah, that's kind of like Bill Burr never coming back to Alaska.
Yeah.
It's like, absolutely not ever.
So a bit harsh. We don't know why that sign was there. Some people think it was a hoax to get people excited about it, which I'm not sure why people would be excited for even more expensive groceries when we already live in Alaska.
Yeah, when they already can't afford the ones they're not buying.
Yeah. Or they think it is a subtle, a very subtle protest about that area of town, because that's kind of like the homeless area.
You think they can't afford it either?
Well, it seems like a great place to buy. If it's a rundown area, you're jumping a few steps in gentrifying the area by throwing a Whole Foods there immedially before there's anyone who can afford food at Whole Foods. I
think it's a native grave. I think it's an old native graveyard, though.
The Scooby-Doo bunch is going to be there.
Well, it's on the old location where the hospital used to be, and I guarantee they didn't take them out of the store. Just bury them back.
Well, when I first saw this, I just immediately thought, is Brendan Walsh in town? Because Brendan Walsh did that. He discussed it on a Mark Maron podcast back in 2011. And then he actually did it out in Silver Lake. And it caused quite a kerfuffle in the Silver Lake area, because a lot of people were like, finally, yes. And it's like, there's so many Whole Foods in Los Angeles. Do you really need one like 3 steps closer? But yeah, it caused quite a big deal. And then, it all came out later. But yeah, Brendan had talked about wanting to do it, and then ended up doing it. Because it's only funny if you do it, right?
That's exactly it.
Alaska's got a history of this. I think like the most famous one was when somebody in Bethel, which is not accessible by road, somebody put up signs saying Taco Bell was hiring for a new Bethel location. And in a town like Bethel, that was like the biggest thing in the world. Like, 1, they need the jobs.
Yeah.
2, they love Bell. And so Taco Bell also was like laughing, like, no, we are definitely not going to Bethel. But they did like airdrop a taco truck.
Right. Like, yeah. With tacos in it, like you'd feed the bears.
Yeah.
They just dropped it on these people, and they all sat there, all sitting there in their best Bethel outfits, eating tacos out of a truck that was dropped off like sewage.
Yeah.
Also, Bethel, a place where nutrition is a big issue, because it's hard to get healthy foods in a place like Bethel. So we have a taco truck for you.
Hey, we should get hold of Whole Foods and tell them what Taco Bell did.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll drop a bunch of produce on us.
I'm worried that we're going to wake up and there's going to be helicopters dropping organic jackfruit on us.
Yeah. They go, Whole Foods to respond to the fake sign in Alaska dropped over $3 million worth of food. Or as we call it, 2 grocery carts full of food on.
Yeah, the thing about Alaska is people forget, up there, they forget that, they don't forget because they can't wait to throw it in your face about how they're so separate from the lower 48. But they also forget that it takes a lot of resources to get things up there. So like, it would be sooner that they would put a Taco Bell in Bethel than they would put a Whole Foods in Anchorage. Because
that's funny you'd say that, because why don't we celebrate the free tacos? Because Golden State Warriors won today.
Oh, that is true.
We don't celebrate that? Because none of the Anchorage locations are observing the free taco day. That's right. You can't get a free taco because they chose not to do it.
And this is a place that already has Taco Bells. You see what I'm saying? It's like they're already bringing in supplies to the Taco Bells in Fairbanks, and I'm assuming there's one in Fairbanks, and the ones in Anchorage. They can't even afford to move it just a little bit further out to Bethel.
Because there's no roads. They have to airlift it all in.
Sure.
I mean, they do have a lot of stray dogs, so I mean, meat isn't the problem.
I got a feeling that truck they dropped off didn't pass emissions in California. They went, yeah, I got a way to get rid of it.
There's still a line out front. They're waiting for them to open again.
and how hard is it to make tacos? Why didn't somebody open one in Bethel and go, yeah, it's like Taco Bell?
How's the? You guys still got the food trucks in town?
Yeah, there's some food trucks.
Yeah, I don't hear about them as much as we used to because I don't know.
I think they're I read something about the city's relaxing the laws so you don't, if you want to have a food business, maybe we talked about this, you don't have to have a commercial kitchen anymore.
Right, but I think it was only Saturday market.
No.
They put a little asterisk on it. Yeah, you can't just make shit and sell it in your yard, which I think is funny because they've gone round and round like lemonade stands.
Yeah.
That's not a commercial kitchen. I don't know what that girl put in there.
That's not even a clean glass.
Yeah. I mean, it's cute that you're working at 9, but what do your parents do? They can't afford this.
Yeah.
One, kids have gross hands, and 2, she made that lemonade with the garden hose, so doesn't seem very legit to me. Lemonade day.
What was the pizza place where the guys were selling drugs through the drive-thru? See that one? Yeah, you asked for extra olives and they put cocaine in it.
In the pizza or a little bindle?
In the pizza box, yeah. But they never ever, this is the problem with reporting. They never said if they gave you the pizza. Is it just an empty box with cocaine in it? You're like, hey, it feels a little light.
That happened in Kodiak. A bunch of guys, maybe a couple guys that I went to middle school with, got a job at like the Pizza Hut in Kodiak and started dealing meth out of the Pizza Hut. And from what I hear, you did get the pizza. You'd have to order a specific pizza, and they'd bring you the drugs and the pizza. So
that's just smart business. You can't have all these.
Except we read about these stories on a regular basis.
As the guys who are manning that drive-through, if they're giving away, or if they're selling their product and they're not giving away pizzas, but there's always reports that there's a huge line at the drive-through, you know, sooner or later it's going to go back and they're going to look at the tape and go, how come all these cars and we're not even selling, pizza bites or garlic knots? What's going on here, guys? You got to sell the pizza.
Yeah, well, we sell the pizza, but they do a U-turn, then run right in the bathroom. We can't figure it out.
There's a big, huge pile of pizza boxes and pizza just thrown as they take the corner because they're not hungry. They're doing meth.
Yeah, I don't want the soda. I just want a straw.
Six sodas with no soda or cup or lid. Just the straws, please. Be $33. Well, I did see you guys have no problem with shooting bears in the Eagle River area, Wasilla.
I know. When are we going to open it up to the public? Why is it always got to be just a jogger?
Yeah, I understand the whole idea of that you're allowed to shoot a bear in defense of life or property. But when you're in their territory and you're basically putting out a fucking golden corral, which is a chicken coop in the middle of fucking, that's wilderness out there. You're really kind of tempting fate there. You're gonna get some fucking bears or some wolves or something. Hobos.
I know. I didn't understand why you thought there wouldn't be bears under these conditions.
Yeah, you're tempting them.
Like, I'd be worried if you weren't being attacked by bears.
And so that's always a bummer when just a bear just cruising around. He doesn't know he's in a neighborhood. He just smells chicken feces, and he figures there's got to be a chicken nearby.
Yeah, I mean, I do the same thing when I'm hungry at night.
John, you got any other news? Anything going on?
Any other news? I mean, I don't know. I got engaged. I'm pretty excited about it.
No, I mean like big news. Anything big going on?
No, that's about it.
So you're a kept man now.
Yep. I'm pretty stoked. Stephanie and I both posted about it on Facebook, and her post got way more likes than mine. Which
don't go by that, John. You're the bottom in this relationship.
I feel like she paid for some of them. Did you read about that Flick farm in Thailand? I think she maybe paid for the likes because her friends care a lot more than my friends do.
Well, yeah, they're all Thai friends. They stick together.
Yeah, you guys had a photo shoot.
Yeah,
to make it
we
official.
took advantage of knowing a photographer, and Becker helped me out with my wardrobe.
It did look good. That was fantastic, John.
Yeah,
I somehow
There'll definitely be a picture in the show notes because what you were wearing was secondary to what was draped over your shoulder. That was fucking brilliant.
That is, I tried growing my hair out, but apparently my hair isn't called out. I had to cut some fake hair. But I like somehow, so I found this tuxedo jacket at Value Village, and I couldn't find a good shirt for it. And I thought, you know who is currently throwing all of his worldly belongings in a shirt?
I know where I should go.
And he had a shirt that matched the jacket perfectly. Like they went together as a set. And like from the same company and everything. I'm super stoked.
I was just so glad it was on top of the dumpster, John.
Yeah, he didn't throw out his smoothie from this morning, so that's good. You got lucky. That is a sharp looking jacket, by the way.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's only got one cigarette burn in the collar, so I consider myself pretty lucky.
Oh my God, that's a great picture. So, well, congratulations, John.
Yes, that's good. That's good. The best news of the week.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked. Pretty stoked about the whole thing.
So when you getting married, John?
Yeah, when's it happen?
What's the date? Come on, John.
We don't have a date yet. We don't know how it's hard because Alaskan weddings, I don't know if you guys know, but they all take place in the woods. And we're not especially outdoorsy people, so we're trying to figure out a good way to handle this.
But you've covered enough weddings. I mean, you just did one recently, didn't you? For a friend?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you've done enough of those. They're not all out in the wilderness, are they?
Like 90% of them, it'll happen. I think the church is charging a lot of money, so everybody's
John,
like, we'll just wander off into the woods with our friends and family.
You're a film guy, John. Just do a green screen. You can do it wherever you want.
Yeah, perfect.
That's a brilliant idea.
You can have everyone who's watching have it be their own what they want it to be. You know, no one can agree.
We can be in those like motion capture suits with little ping pong balls attached to us.
Oh, everybody's got those headsets. They can pick wherever they want you to get married. Like you're Taj Mahal for me.
Yep.
You're in Vegas for the other people.
People watch the video and be like, "Oh, I had no idea John was a centaur. This is incredible."
I want you to get married underwater. That ruins everything. That fucks the whole thing up because you'd be underwater with no scuba gear. There's always one.
Just mermaid tails for everybody.
A guy in the back doing that thing where he mows the grass. I love that.
Yeah, no plans yet. You'll be the first to know. Our Near the Wild audience will be the first to know.
Oh, good. That's fantastic.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Well, good job, John. That's great. A little commitment.
Thanks. Well, the first time I've ever committed to anything in my life besides this podcast.
And look how great that's going.
Going great. I'm barely ever late, except for every episode.
And I love that you even quit your regular job so you can spend more time for the podcast.
Yep.
Yeah, freeing up that time.
Yeah.
Holding you back.
You gotta choose. You gotta have priorities, and this podcast that I forget about until you text me on Tuesday morning. This is my number one.
So, have you told the family and everything yet? Yeah, I'm sure they know, right? Because they got Facebook.
They learned it through Facebook on her account, though.
I told everybody. I actually, we told my family in California last weekend, but they didn't understand what we were saying, and now they're like, what? So we've never been engaged before, so I guess we didn't make it clear by just having a ring and being like, we're getting married, because they were confused about the whole thing.
How did they not understand? You decided to tell it to them in Pig Latin?
I guess.
Just keep going. Follow my lead. This will be funny.
I don't know, but yeah, everybody knows now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
You did it right. Oh, I got another spot you can get married. You could buy a bus and get married on the bus.
You know of anybody with an extra bus they want to get rid of?
Jesus, I have one, and yeah, we you know what? So we had the bus, and it's there, and I charged the battery up, and we checked all the fluids, and one turn of the key, thing fired right up, running like $1 million.
Solid bus. Now you just need to find a folk band that wants to tour around Alaska.
or make one. Yeah.
You start a band?
Can you still thread the needle and getting it out that backyard there?
Yeah, we're gonna do I had to figure out how we did it. We were gonna fly you up, Greg, because Jared and I were joking, going, Greg will remember, but we have that one post where the fence is that I know we put 5 bags of concrete in.
Yeah.
Because, and I said, there's no way we cut that off or took that out, and it's still there. Remember, we went between. We took the fence out from where I built your gate.
Yeah.
And the other part. So we thread that. So now we know exactly where we're going.
But the thing that was, I think it was a vine that I took of the bus going by, and we just assumed, I thought when I was filming it, that the noise was coming from that post, but it wasn't. It was from the header boards on the roof.
Yeah, which Jared had said, you're going to be about an inch short, and we can take that headboard off. And I'm like, I'm not tearing the roof apart. You can do this. You're a good driver.
But that was what was making that god awful squeaking noise, was the header on the roof, and and then that was nothing. That buffed right out. But yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I mean, here's an idea. Instead of getting it out of the backyard, just cut a hole in the floor of the bus, back it up to the back door. Boom, extra bathroom for the house.
No, or just whatever, just a lounge area, outdoor patio area. I'm just backing it up to those double doors we got and then just going in and out of it.
I'm just trying to up the sale value. I think you want that extra bathroom.
Yeah, we thought about selling it with the house, but then we thought, well, they might not want the bus. And the bus, like I said, somebody will snap that up as fast as they're
that's not a bus neighborhood that you're in. The only reason it flew
well, we
like
have people
it did.
asking about our house. They're already knocking on our door going, are you guys selling your house? We'd be interested in. And I'm like, we're not even selling it yet, but they're like knocking. That's how fast the houses go in this neighborhood.
Yeah.
Like they're so worried. They're like, well, we'll take it. That's what one guy told me. He goes, we'll just take it.
Yeah. No, Airport Heights is a nice area.
Yeah.
I mean, shit. I mean, I was living next door to you for over a couple of years, and that was right at the entrance of that whole little neighborhood, and that whole neighborhood was built in the '60s or something, when about the time Becky's parents moved up there, right?
Yeah. Oh no. Well, it was built in '52.
Okay.
And they came up here, I think in '68. Becky was just born. Yeah, Becky was born 2 weeks before they drove in a Volkswagen Beetle up the Alcan with 2 kids, 1 newborn, up the Alcan and thing, and he opened the Social Security office up here. Is that fucking crazy?
Yeah.
Who does that? Nobody does that.
Her parents were down here recently, and Tracy and I went out to dinner with them, and it was very interesting talking about like what they did and how they got up there or got up to Anchorage and stuff. I love those stories, especially people that got up there before the pipeline and all that stuff, because there was opportunity up there, especially social services people. They would go up there because it was there was opportunity to get in on something new, and they had adventurous spirit within them,
right,
to do it.
From our backyard, this is directly from them. From our backyard, there were no trees back there where the green belt is now.
Yeah,
it was just open, but it was just brush. You could see Tudor Road from the backyard.
Oh wow! Why is
that amazing? I know.
What happened?
They planted trees. They made the green belt, so then all those trees sprung up since then.
They didn't cut them down for a reason? There was, I assume everything.
There was just no trees there. They just didn't plant them. Probably to prevent bears, but that was supposed to be a housing development. It's still zoned for one.
Yeah, that's a great little area, man. Yeah, get that bus out of there and you'll be fine.
Hardly any bear attacks. Great neighborhood.
Yeah, but this is the weird part with selling a bus, like, because we're going to get it out, but we can't leave it on the street.
Yeah.
So we have to have someone come look at it, drive around the yard. I've been finding out how they can drive it in the yard to try it. And then when they buy it, they have to give us some money. Then we tear the fence down and then we take it out.
I think what you can do, because I did have to sell a motorhome that I had. That motorhome that I got was free, and it cost me about $3,000. So just in case anyone forgot, there's no such thing as a free motorhome, even if it's absolutely free. That motorhome, I was able to sell it because I was a motivated seller, but at the same time, I had it on a piece of property that it wasn't at our house. Cause that's the thing is like you said, like, oh, fuck it. You got to move it today, trash day or something. So I had it at a yard, a place that has RVs. And that's the simplest way to do that, because just because someone comes by once doesn't mean they're going to buy it. And then you don't want to be super motivated to, let it go for nothing. Cause like you said, it starts up, it runs. So, if you have to, you get it out of there, cause you don't want to sell the house with it in the backyard. I wouldn't.
Well, we might.
No, you might
they
have
want
to.
it.
But I mean, you could put it in one of those places, just for a month. And,
I can drive it down the greenbelt.
I mean, Uber is starting up here again later this month, so maybe you get a motivated Uber driver who wants to carry a lot of fares at once.
That's it.
That's a fucking carpool, man.
Yeah, that's a brilliant idea. Good job, John. All right. Hey, what are you doing actually, John? Can you drive?
Yeah. John, you just stay in it until someone buys it.
As we've discussed already, I'm putting all of my time into the podcast.
I think it's very interesting that the CEO of Uber can't even drive for Uber now.
So why is Uber deciding to go back to Anchorage?
Oh, we passed an ordinance letting them Lyfts and Uber come up.
Yeah.
But they never here. No one understands. Everyone's all giddy. And I go, what you're not getting is they never charged up here.
Yeah.
Because they came out and they did that whole free thing until it was legal. And they rebuked them. And so now they're coming with fees. And I got a feeling it's going to be the same price as a cab.
Well, sure. That's exactly, that's why, if you add up.
Giddy thinking it's free.
Yeah.
Because they're dumb. They think Whole Foods is coming. I'll take that free Uber to Whole Foods. I'll come back. It's going to be brilliant.
Did you guys read this thing about the bank robbery suspect that's still on the loose? And they posted
it happened last week, John. And they only reported it today.
The picture's weird. It's like the guy was just like going about his day and decided last minute to rob a bank. He just put a hat on.
But didn't it look like he stuck napkins like they did in The Godfather? Stuck napkins in his cheeks?
It does look Marlon Brando-ish.
Yeah, he's chipmunky. So he just had his wisdom teeth out.
So what was the advantage to that? I don't understand. To look different?
Well, the way the article says is we need help finding a bank robber last week sometime. They don't even tell you when. Right before closing at a Wells Fargo branch in a bad neighborhood.
The FBI responded to the robbery at DeBar Road, Wells Fargo at 5:44 p.m. just before they closed. What a bummer time to get robbed. Because everyone's excited about getting off work, and then a guy comes in and robs him. But I don't think he has a gun. I think it looks like he just has a phone.
It's still the same. If you rob a bank with something that looks like a gun, it's the same as with a gun.
Why don't they say...
They don't even require a gun. They say for safety reasons, just give them the money and go about your business. And then they just raise up our rates. Well, of course we got to charge you more for savings. We've been robbed 6 times by a guy with toothpaste.
And bad breath. He can't use the tube because he's got to hit 3 more banks.
You guys, put it in the bag or I'll shoot you with tartar control.
He's wearing a pink button-up dress shirt and white or beige pants.
I know. And didn't he look? I know. He looked like he was a masseuse.
Yeah, dress for the job you want, guys. Not the one you're going to.
I feel like he was hitting like a company picnic after he robbed that bank.
We needed a law, too, that says when they say undisclosed amount of money. I go, tell me how much he got. I want to know, because if he's buying them, say he comes to buy my bus. I don't want to sell it. He's giving me money with blue dye packs in it.
Yeah, it does. We just had a robbery out here about a month ago in Bisbee, and we're in the fucking middle of nowhere, After and there's at least 5 different agencies of police in the area. There's Sheriff, Highway Patrol, Bisbee Police, Douglas Police, and Border Patrol. Just cruising, and Sheriff. I might have said Sheriff twice. They're all just cruising the area because this is like one of the first towns past the border. So they're all hanging around. This place is ugly with authority figures. And a guy walked in to the only bank in the Bisbee area, just outside of Warren. I think he got like $600 or something, and caught immediately. But there's nowhere to go. Unless is the plan to go back into? The only place I think you can get something of value for $600 would be back in Mexico.
Yeah, I don't understand what his plan was.
But it's the same thing up there. Where are you going? You can't even get to Bethel.
So far, there has never been a successful bank robbery in Alaska. And they one time this guy wrote an article for the op-ed, and he's like, before you rob a bank in Anchorage or Alaska in general, he goes, there has never been a successful one since the beginning of banks up here. So I went, if you're betting do you think you're going to be the only guy? I mean, this isn't like going over Niagara in a barrel.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. No one's ever successfully gone over Niagara Falls in a barrel. And then that guy goes, because they didn't do it right. I've got the right way to do this. I'm
going to go in white pants. They'll never recognize
white pants.
According to the Phoenix.com news site, 75% of bank robberies in the U.S. are solved. So that's 25% in the main U.S., not Alaska.
Right. But 100% in Alaska are caught.
And it says the average in 2006, the average bank robbery ended about $4,330.
Wow.
That's not very much.
No, they never give. They just give them what's in the thing.
The convenience store average, if you rob a convenience store, the average take is $769.
Wow.
Crime doesn't pay that well.
Is that the same? Is that considered the same offense? Like an armed robbery? Or is it?
I would assume.
No, because one's federal, one's
banks are federal. So.
Federally insured. Banks are federally insured, yeah. But
I know if you steal stamps, that's a federal offense. I don't say how, but
that's hard to get to $4,000 in rolls of stamps.
Yeah.
You're bringing the average down, buddy. Come on.
USnews.com has an article entitled "What You Should Know Before Robbing a Bank." So that's a helpful primer before people go out.
Millennials are so lazy. You have to look it up.
Yeah, no one wants to do anything for themselves.
We checked the search engine. That's how we got them.
Oh, here we go. In England, bank robbers who threatened employees and customers with a gun stole, on average, about $16,000 more than robbers who were unarmed. So there's that. Always use a gun. Use a team. Lawyer up. And then at the end, they say don't do it after they give you all the tips.
Sure.
At it. That feels like a wink. Winking, don't do it.
So basically, until you produce a firearm, you're only going to get $4,000. But as soon as hey mate, and you open your waistcoat and you show the butt of a revolver, then all of a sudden they get the real money.
Yeah, then they're like, all right, this way to the vault.
Maybe it's just that culture, that hooligan culture over there. It's like piss off, and then no one's got guns over there, right? No, I mean that's kind of a hard thing to have as a gun in the UK.
Huh. I want to know I'm trying to figure out how many bank robberies a year there are.
Well, John, you're online. You can figure it out.
Ryan, it's not easily accessible. Oh, okay. Well, according to Quora.com, which fucking who knows who wrote this, it says there are approximately 5,000 robberies a year. Is that possible?
That seems low. I
think that sounds low. 5,000 bank robberies a year?
Yeah.
Huh.
I like that site Quora, by the way.
You like that site? I don't know who.
Yeah. It's people post questions and
feels like Wikipedia lower standards.
Well, what happens is you get people that give an answer, and then the good answers or the answers that seem legit or or that you believe or fall for, those get voted up. And so the ones at the top are the ones that basically everyone agrees on that sounds legit. But there's some dumb questions too, like what's the best song ever written? It's like, really, you're gonna.
Everybody knows that.
Song remains the same, dude.
I was gonna say Circles by Soul Coughing, but all right.
See, right there, then everyone would get to decide whether you're
Jellyfish,
more
dude.
correct. Jellyfish. I want to stay home. I was just there's a guy Nash Guitars. He's I think they're they're up in Washington, I think. I've never met the guy, but he's a fan of Doug's podcast, and I've met him through emails and stuff. He's a great guy, Nash Guitars. His name's Bill, and I think he's been around forever in the music business. And now he and I have kind of an internet or an email back and forth going, and he just kind of cruises around and goes and bucket lists to different countries and stuff. But he's also going and seeing all these things backstage at all these shows. And he started to send me these backstage production shots of like just this mass of just fucking wires. And it's just completely just a fucking mess, right? And this is a touring fucking production. And then he sends me another one where it looks like a fucking, like a clean room, where it's like, and one is Def Leppard and the other was The Who or something. It's fucking hilarious. But, yeah, he's, how did we get on the music? Oh, Jellyfish. We were just talking about it because he knows so many, he knows so many bands because he's been doing it for so long. And he makes these great fucking guitars, but he just has been in the business for so long that he knows so many people, and he just cruises around. He's got stories about everyone, and him and I just got on a fucking thing talking about Jellyfish, which I don't know a lot of people that know about Jellyfish until I talk to him about it, or I turn him on to it or something.
Yeah.
But, sorry, I get
So
Jellyfish distracted.
So yeah, sorry. That's all it takes, John. Jellyfish. Boom.
Best song ever. Voted on
it's like being
Quora.
one of those hypnotists. I know how to get Greg. Talk about Jellyfish. It's like, oh my God.
Jellyfish. Well, let me tell you guys, things have changed here in Bisbee. All of a sudden, it has come to our attention that we need to leave on tour tomorrow. So
you're on the road tomorrow.
The tour starts June 22nd in West Nyack, New York. And just looked at a map. We're 2,400 miles from New York. So
you didn't know that?
Well, I knew it was
yesterday.
I knew it was far. And when I started pitching this idea of actually driving the tour van from here to New York so that we could use our own vehicle, there was a lot of poo-pooing going on. Oh, no, you don't want to do
Lowest gas prices since 2005?
Well, guess what? That's not even the issue. It's not the gas. It's the availability and the cost of a tour van in New York is fucking crazy.
Yeah, that makes
it's crazy. So now
because they're a sanctuary city.
Yeah, so they got a lot. All the vans are going out and coming back, but they're all rented. It's fucking crazy. So basically on Sunday night, it was like, yeah, that's probably a good idea. You should probably take the van. I go, well, fuck. I could have spent 2 weeks getting ready for this. Now it's 2 days. So, we leave on, tomorrow. That's actually today when this goes out. And, Tracy's going with me and we're going to, New York. So we're going to spend a week.
Road trip.
Yep, exactly.
That's great. Nothing, John, you can learn from this. Nothing makes a relationship solid like a road trip that you have to keep hurrying across the Midwest.
Yes.
So we can spoil it twice. We stop? No.
So we've got 8 days before the show, so we'll be fine. But so things.
Exactly. Don't jinx yourself. You've got 8 days. That includes tattoos, stops.
Yeah.
Lost.
Are you mapping out like a romantic road trip? Or are you just like getting there as fast as you can?
Route 69.
See, there's a problem in leaving from the southeast of Arizona in that there's nothing to do for about 800 or 900 miles.
Are you going the southern route?
No.
Are you going southern route? Shooting up from Texas?
We're going to head northeast up to, I think, the 80 and then head straight across. But, I mean...
Colorado?
West... No, we're not going to go straight up. We're actually going to go through parts of New Mexico and then kind of meander up. It's usually the way we go when we do the Midwest. But West Nyack is really... It's not New York. It's outside. We're not going to be rolling around Manhattan going, wow, look at the bright lights. It is one of those things where we won't be in the shitty part of New York, which is the city.
According to Google Maps, I mean, you can make it in a leisurely 36 hours if you just drive straight through.
Yeah.
You get to hit hot spots like Tulsa, Oklahoma.
That's not so bad. I've been to Tulsa.
Indianapolis.
Yep. But see, John, I've done cross country plenty of times. Tracy, born and raised in Anchorage, she went to school in Santa Fe, New Mexico, college, and then went back to Anchorage. And she's never been cross country before, so this is the first chance that she's going to actually drive cross country, but almost cross country. We're going from Arizona all the way up to New York. So yeah,
that's what I did with. To be fair, that's what I did with Becky. Yeah. I took her when we went to my family's in Iowa. We flew into Kansas. I drove her through there, and then we've gone down in some other southern routes and then I sent her to Alabama with her friend Tish because I didn't want to go to Alabama.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was amazing because he goes, I've been to more foreign countries than I have the United States.
Sure.
When you grow up here, it's very funny because they go, you really need to know what you're talking about. But she really thought when we were like in wherever Vegas, she goes, can't we just swing over to Wisconsin? I go, yes, it really works like that.
Well, like for lunch? Yeah, let's go get a cheeseburger.
Yeah, it was very funny how she didn't see. You know how everyone sees Alaska as that little thing off the corner of California on the map,
right next to Hawaii.
I think Alaskans see the rest of the state as just somewhere you can drive in a few days.
Yeah.
Oh, it's kind of hard to get to Florida, actually.
Well, I mean, and I. Last week, Becker and I were talking. John, you were not on the call yet last week. We were talking about Tracy and I decided while Doug and Bingo were out of town that we would kind of just cruise around and do things around here. And that's how we found Karchner Caverns and out to Patagonia, all these places within 2 or 3 hours drive, and there's plenty to do. And then this is also along those lines. I mean, a lot of people haven't really driven the United States, and you just said it's the lowest gas prices. I think there's a calculator online to go from Bisbee to West Nyack to drive in the tour van with 2 people in it. It's like less than $300. I mean, just driving straight in not meandering.
And what they want for one day rental? What they want for a 1 day rental?
Well, the rental van was going to be $3,000 just to rent it for the amount of time that we're going to be gone. That's just to rent the vehicle. And then we'd still have the gas prices would be the same, anything else that we would be doing to our own vehicle, we'd be doing to the rental vehicle. So it really is, and then you'd have to fly me into West Nyack and out of West Nyack. So it's really, we're dodging a big, huge, rental bill.
No.
And with a vehicle a vehicle that is already bought for the intent of buying this vehicle was to tour in it anyway. And so I wanted to do it because I wanted to be able to cruise with Tracy for a week on the road. And I suggest doing it because there's a lot to see out there. And even if you don't have to go to the biggest ball of twine to understand how vast this country is.
I would though. I would.
Oh, no. We'll be seeing some twine.
No, I mean that thing's going to get sold because the rent's too high. And there's. So next week, but we'll still be able to podcast because we're still going to do that while we're on the road. And does the van have Wi-Fi?
Everything. In fact, it has its own Wi-Fi in it, and especially with podcasts, it just flies by. I mean, you're not waiting for Art Bell to come on. There's no places where you really don't get any reception. So and I can actually on the last tour, I was actually editing podcasts while we were driving and then uploading them because there's Wi-Fi in the vehicle. So it's great. It's going to be fun.
Brilliant. Good job. What's your first stop though? I mean, what's it like when you stop at a rest area or not rest area, but say a truck stop, getting gas? What do you buy? What do you buy guaranteed when you go in the store?
Well,
jerky, like Becky will buy jerky. She doesn't care. She's buying jerky.
I used to always do jerky, and then there's these things in the South that I always love to get called planks. banana planks. And it's just it's like a cracker, like a large, it's the size of about 4 crackers all together, but it's like a shortbread. And then there's like this a slather of like, it's hard as rock now, but it's a slather of like banana flavored frosting on it. And they're called planks. And there's like strawberry, chocolate, and I think banana. But, yeah, those are great when I could find them. The other thing is, from Australia, they're little strawberry, licorice bites. Like those things, that would be it. But I don't.
They're from Australia. What are you going to the UN? Or are you going to a truck stop?
No, it's weird what you find.
You're not eating flavored condoms.
It's everlasting gobstopper. I've been chewing for 3 truck stops. How do they make any money? I'm on my first one. It blows the weirdest bubble. So, the things you can get now, it's crazy because unless you go to like a chicken shack or a place that has like fried food or something like that, it's all pretty much the same. You just pick your own.
Get some truck stop sushi.
What do you get, John, when you stop on the road? Like you just were on a little driving. When you're driving from California to Las Vegas, what'd you buy at the convenience store? Get lotto tickets?
I didn't get any lotto tickets.
Idiot! You could have won $450 million.
Unclaimed $400-something million. I like the Chex Mix Bold. I don't know why. I really only like the brown bagel chips in the Chex Mix, and I know they sell those on their own now, but I like to fish them out of the rest of the garbage I don't want.
Are you talking like a Gardetto mix?
Yeah, but like Chex Mix, I prefer the Chex Mix to the Gardetto. That's my.
I just remembered on the first day driving, we will pass through. I will make sure we pass through Hatch, New Mexico, and there's a burger spot there called Sparky's that is fucking insane. They do a green chili burger there that is to die for. And I got a problem with the way they've got their shop set up, but once you do get your food, it's a place you have to go to. And the guy bought all these 1960s, 1970s fiberglass icons that used to sit out in front of old Harvey the Seal at those RV stops, and just like weird iconic fiberglass figures, and they're all over the store.
Too bad he didn't clean the kitchen.
Where is it? Where in New Mexico is it?
Hatch, New Mexico.
Oh, okay.
That's where you get the Hatch peppers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, that's great. See, you're planning around food.
Yeah.
My parents are moving to Santa Fe this month. I'm excited to go. I haven't been to New Mexico since I was like 13 years old.
Oh, Santa Fe's great, dude. I love Santa Fe. If we ever move from Bisbee, that's one place where I could see moving to on the outskirts of Santa Fe. It's beautiful out there. But see, this is the thing. You have to go see this stuff. You have to cruise around. I mean, that's how I eventually ended up in Seattle, was because I was traveling through Seattle to get up to Anchorage to work. And the only reason I went to Anchorage was because I wanted to travel. That's the only reason I even learned how to play music, or tried to learn how to play music. So, I mean, that's always been my goal, is to just travel and not work.
So you're telling young kids that they should learn to play music.
Do whatever you have to not work. Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Join a band. If you learn how to play music, great, but just join a band.
I think the military thing doesn't work anymore. I think they just put you in one spot for 4 years, and then you're out.
Well, the military thing was great when you didn't have to get shot at. That was I mean, you could do clerical work or admin, or you could be somewhere on another side of the country, or maybe get lucky and get stationed somewhere like Hawaii or Guam. But now you're just going to war.
Middle of a firefight, you're going, I should have learned bass.
I've always wanted to travel and see the inside of a military base in Tennessee. So I'm joining the military.
It's like a McDonald's. They all look the same on the inside.
Well, we 70 and I are going to Portland in August. That's our next trip, and so looking for suggestions of cool stuff to do around the Portland area. All I know right now is Portland is expensive as fuck when you're trying to find a place to stay.
Yeah, and don't pet the the needle porcupines.
The what?
It's a used needle drop center, but it looks like a porcupine. So you're gonna pet it, and next thing you know, you're Hep C crazy.
Well, there'll probably be some kind of demonstration, so you'll make some fast friends or enemies depending on which side of the line you stand on. Why are you going? Is there a reason that you're going to Portland?
Some friends are getting married.
Oh God, man, this
Gateway drug.
a lot of weddings, man, a lot of weddings.
Yeah, you could just have your wedding while their wedding's going.
Yeah,
That would
People could just look this way. All right, we win.
look.
We paid nothing.
Surprisingly, no, all of my friends are fucking local stand-up comedians, so not as many weddings as you would expect a person in their early 30s to go to. So actually,
And they're on their knees. They're looking for a drink ticket.
yeah,
just fucking punchy. We're leaving first thing in the morning. I just got a text from Tracy. So,
what's the number one thing you got to make sure you bring?
merch. Are you fucking kidding me?
Well,
Merchandise.
Tracy was the right answer. You
yeah, it's
egotistical
crazy.
bastard.
Only crazy.
You'll be like Home Alone. You'll be like, oh shit. Tracy.
Ah!
I thought this box of T-shirts was you for like 300 miles.
Well, it is a thing where, and this goes back to my band days where I was the one in charge of scheduling everything and, from tickets to like an LD3 container to move all the gear and all this stuff. And so I got very used to being super anxious the night before and trying to think through things. And only recently am I starting to calm down. That was 20 some years ago that I was doing that. And, even now I'm like, I have to calm down from like getting anxious because there's so much that we have to do. And now it's been condensed into 48 hours instead of 2 weeks of kind of putting things together. But I've been kind of stowing things off since the last tour, kind of putting things back where they're supposed to go. But this time, since we're driving out, we're taking a bunch of vinyl and some coffee mugs and, regular stuff. Basically the new stuff you can get on the website.
That's great. But yeah, I mean, that's just funny that you're like, now you're focused on the less than the little things that used to drive you nuts.
Drummers, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant. We're coming down, like I said, in July. Yep. And I talked to Doug, and he's like, like I said, we're moving there, so it's not like we're good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was funny. He goes, I'm going to be out of town. I go, that's good.
Yeah, Tracy gets back either the day before or the day after you guys get here.
Wonderful. Yeah, and we got a full-size vehicle. We're going to buy all our furniture from IKEA and all that stuff too. So,
and don't forget there's that in Tucson. There's a really good casino. I'll text you. I forgot to text it to you last week, but it's a Diamond something. It's right near the airport in Tucson, and you guys are going to be here during a pretty fucking hot period of time. So it's actually cheaper to stay there. Then and you don't have to go all the way to Phoenix, or you don't have to plan it up in Phoenix. There's one in Tucson. So
yep,
that's for you
too. That sounds
John.
Perfect,
John. That's for you too.
Yeah, you too, John.
A little bit of knowledge at you.
I'm writing it down. I'm there, man.
Wear your tuxedo.
I'm gonna wear that. I'm gonna wear this tuxedo everywhere from now.
They'll let you play the main room. Donka Shane.
It's the Desert Diamond Casino and Hotel, Becker.
Oh, okay. Is it outside of town?
It's about 5 miles from the Tucson airport.
All right.
Yeah,
that's
I know you usually fly into Phoenix because it's cheaper because of the hub, but this was right. I was shocked that this was is complete. It's bigger than the one we usually go to in Phoenix.
Oh, cool. All right. I'm in.
All right.
We are going. And, I'll use my card system.
Don't say system.
System. Sir, you're going to have to go.
Oh, Air Supply, June 30th at the Desert Diamond Casino.
There you go. Reason enough right there, John. Drive down from Portland.
Speaking of greatest song ever written. Air Supply, I'm All Out of Love.
All Out of Love, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I've play them in a casino hotel with all the cases of Legionnaires as he's going around. But yeah.
Air Supply, they're no jellyfish, John. They're no jellyfish.
Yeah, John. All right, you've listened to another episode of Near the Wild. I'm Matt Becker, sitting on a bus that's for sale.
I am John Norris, just wondering how low I can talk Becker down on this bus.
And I'm Greg Shaley in Bisbee, Arizona, driving towards New York in that packed tour van. That's enough.
Have fun on the road, Greg.
Yeah, have a blast.
You've been listening to the Near the Wild podcast with Matt Becker, John Norris, and Greg Shaley. Recorded in Anchorage, Alaska on Matt Becker's backyard bus. Produced and engineered in Bisbee, Arizona by Shaley.